What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the tavern. I'm Spencer,
And I'm Eli.
and this is Bardic Blunders. Uh, we got some interesting things to go over today. We had an Xbox showcase on. Was that on Sunday? Was that already 2 days ago?
Yes, it was Sunday.
Jeez. To be fair, I don't remember anything about yesterday. Because I was up for 19 hours straight on 5 hours sleep. Hey, Razor, how you doing? All right. That is not the. Here we go. Biggest announcements from the Xbox showcase. We already knew the Outer Worlds 2 was coming, but that's going to release in October. We're getting High on Life 2, which is interesting that we're getting a sequel to that game. A lot of people seemed like received that game as very mid. Resonance: A Plague Tale, new chapter in the Plague Tale series. I still haven't played any of those.
I don't get me started on that game.
I know you've told me about it a little bit. We're getting the Xbox Ally, which is like Xbox's own Steam Deck.
Nintendo's. Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, Nintendo Switch, Steam Deck. It's a handheld console. It's the new era of handheld consoles, which is really interesting. I don't know how I feel about it because I kind of feel like it's just gonna be a worse Steam Deck.
Oh yeah, most likely.
Hey, group. Hey, Ian. It's a rebranded Asus Rogue Ally. You know what? That makes sense. Uh, I still don't understand the value in it. Okay, I understand why it's being made, but I don't understand. Okay, I have to figure out the right way to phrase this. I understand why
Okay.
Xbox is making it. I don't understand the reason, how they think it's going to be successful, basically. Because, I mean, honestly, I feel like most people are just going to buy a Steam Deck. Unless you're really obsessed with Xbox, a Steam Deck is just downright better.
Yeah.
Um, we got the Blood of Dawnwalker, which I did not see that trailer, so I don't know what that is. Yes, I don't understand why I should be excited about it. That is a good way of phrasing it because I can see when Nintendo or when Valve was announcing the Steam Deck. It was like, "Oh, it's a handheld computer that you can carry around with you. That's awesome." So I can play all my Steam games, but you can also emulate on it. So you can play a bunch of Nintendo stuff on it. You can do like I can see the merit in that. I'm most likely not going to buy one myself, but I can understand it fills a hole in the market. Even with the Nintendo Switch having already come out, it fills a
Mm-hmm.
different hole than the Nintendo Switch. And it's the same like the Switch 2, yeah, okay, it's a better Nintendo Switch. They're going to have new games on it. Typically buying the Nintendo consoles is the only console worth buying because you can't really play the games from the Nintendo console anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, but when it comes to Xbox making one, your consoles already aren't selling well because you're the least valued member of the big three game companies. All right, you chill out, group. um, you're the least valued member of the big three game companies right now. Two of your big franchises have been dormant or dead: Gears of War and Halo. A lot of your other franchises aren't exclusive to you anymore. They're on PC, so most people are playing them on PC instead of on Xbox. Now your Xbox is expensive enough that it's like, well, why would I buy that instead of buying a PC that I can do so much more with? You
Yeah.
know, and I mean, generally as a whole, consoles just aren't worth it right now, in my opinion. Because when a console
In
was
your
four,
humble opinion.
in my humble opinion, when a console was $450 and like the minimum you needed to spend to make a good computer or buy a computer was like 800, it was reasonable to say, yeah, I only want this to play games, so spending 450 on a console is fine. Because even like an $800 computer at that point in time wouldn't necessarily guarantee you could play all the games well. You might get up to $1,000, $1,200 computer before. So in that time, it was like, well, yeah, if you have the money, make a computer, but you still had a bunch of console exclusives, you still had like all that kind of stuff, and the console was cheaper. Now it's like $750 for an Xbox Series S. I'm sorry. I could spend that and then an extra 300 on a PC and make a PC that's vastly stronger than the Xbox. And I could do other things on it other than just play games. So, what's the point? And to follow it up with that, what's the point in buying a portable Xbox? That's probably
my
going to
God,
be like
Group.
$600.
Sorry. Group has been pulling pranks on me in the Minecraft server.
Oh, really?
Yes. There's string everywhere.
But yes, consoles have been very hard at work to abolish why you'd buy them over the PC. That is 100% the truth. Because,
Was it you, Spencer? Did you fill my house with string?
You filled my house with the snowman. Then you filled my house with turtles. So I was like,
They're paying customers.
I'm not doing anything to you, and I come into my freaking tavern to a new animal or creature in there. I am going to turn around and go nuclear on you.
Ah, you did it in my basement too.
Oh boy!
This absolutely took you way longer to do.
You can't. No, it did not. It took me like 5 minutes. You can ask Group. I logged on like 6 o'clock, and by 6:05 I was off. Yes, their parents were Eli. I wasn't even gonna do anything. I just flew back to my tavern. I'm like, my tavern is full of turtles. I have to. That's what you get.
The worst part is I can't even see most of it.
I know!
So I'm just running around my house punching.
And the best part is, you can't open your chests. You can't activate your crafting table. Like, anything that's behind the string is inaccessible, so you have to break every piece.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Don't get into a prank war with me in Minecraft.
I was doing pretty well there for a bit.
Yeah, because I wasn't doing anything. I just kept logging on to my tavern full of different creatures. Oh, this string was definitely silly. But anyways, back to the Xbox showcase. We had Super Meat Boy 3D. I tried so hard to play it cool too, when you blamed it on Group, but I was trying. I was like, I can't.
The funniest thing is, Group has been fucking with me for a hot minute now.
I heard he lit up your porch. Oh boy.
He did that. I came in and found part of my house burnt down today.
Jeez.
So I had to go fix that, and that took me way longer to fix than I would have liked.
That's funny.
God, you did it right in front of the picture, so I have to be careful.
But anyways, yes, we got Super Meat Boy 3D got announced, which was very interesting. I might play that. I never played the original Super Meat Boy. It's actually on sale on Steam right now. So maybe that's a stream for later? I don't know. Ninja Gaiden 4 got announced. Cool. Beast of Reincarnation. I didn't see that one. That one looks interesting. A new Indiana Jones game. Oh, wait, no, it's
I saw the
DLC.
Indiana Jones games.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, The Order of Giants. So it's DLC for the Indiana Jones game. Clockwork Revolution. Oh, yeah, a sequel to Grounded, which is very interesting.
Grounded 2.
Grounded 2, yes. Which I played a little bit of Grounded. I'm typically not big on a lot of I'm very picky with my survival games. Beast of Reincarnation is the non-Pokemon game. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I need to actually go watch that trailer. Um but yeah, I'm very picky with my survival games, and Grounded was an interesting concept. It just seemed like I was just like, I don't really want to commit to this.
Yeah, that's a big thing with me in survival games is it's like if I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna play it for a hot minute and play a lot of it, but I need to be invested.
Right. And that's Grounded didn't get me invested. I now I will say I would go into like the creative mode thing and just run around the world. Let's see all like the giant bugs and everything, and that was fun, but I didn't actually feel like playing the game myself. Chronos the New Dawn, a new survival horror game. There are no ghosts in the Grand. Ooh, I didn't see that one as a cat. Uh, there's a lot that sounds interesting about There Are No Ghosts in the Grand, from its focus on fixing up a cozy hotel during the day to investigating supernatural threats at night. But perhaps the best part of this game reveal trailer was the name of the cat who appears in it, as this fella is known as Mr. Bones the Bastard.
I like that.
It's a black cat with like a white skull painted on its face. Oh boy. Aphelion, which is a sci-fi adventure game. Mudang Two Hearts. Stealth action thriller. We're getting Animo, which that one I did catch my attention. It seems like a Pokemon style game where you're catching creatures, but in the trailer it looked like she was turning into some of the creatures, or maybe she was just like I didn't really I didn't realize that she was catching the creatures. The trailer gave me the impression she was turning into them, but nevertheless, that one looked interesting. They're getting a solo leveling game.
Yeah.
Planet of Lana 2, Children of the Leaf. We're getting Persona 4 Revival. We're getting a remake. uh, pretty dope. Reminds me that I need to finish my Persona 3 playthrough, but Fallout 76 Gone Fission, which is a great name, by the way. At Fate's End. Developers of Spiritfarer. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. We get an Invincible fighting game. Gears of War Reloaded. A new Sea of Thieves season. Age of Mythology. Final Fantasy Remake. Intergrade, which is I think the last one. Oh, no,
Okay.
that's the first one. So they're just bringing the Final Fantasy VII remakes to Xbox. Final Fantasy 16. Keeper, which is from Double Fine. And Call of Duty Black Ops 7. which was like their last bit. They're like, oh yeah, we got one more thing to announce. And then it turns out to be Call of Duty 7. And I was just like, really? Like, you freaking serious? You're gonna hype me with one last thing? And I'm like, ooh, is this gonna be Elder Scrolls? Is this gonna be Silk Song? Which they did show like 2 minutes of, maybe not 2 minutes, but like 2 seconds of Silk Song. And they're like, oh yeah, it'll be out for the release of the Xbox handheld. So we get a rough release date for Silk Song. I still don't trust it. But they hype it up. They're like, oh, it's the last announcement. And then it's freaking Call of Duty. And everybody was just like, huh? You hyped that? You saved that for the end. Like it was the big announcement. But ultimately, like I just said, it was a failure on the whole event and on Bethesda specifically that we did not get
Yeah.
anything from Elder Scrolls 6. Nothing. We already talked about it on a previous podcast that there was so many people reporting that we were going to get news about Elder Scrolls 6. And nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. It's kind of stupid. Not gonna lie.
I saw a thing today that I have to agree with, and the guy said, I don't know if I am excited for Elder Scrolls 6 because I mean, first of all, it was announced 6 years ago, so it's already been forever. But with how terrible Starfield was, I
Yeah,
can't have
that's
confidence in Bethesda's ability to make a new game right now. Because yeah, the Oblivion remake went off well, but they were remaking an old game. All they had to do was change the graphics, and that's not saying,
update a few things.
yeah, that's not saying that you can't go wrong with a remake, because absolutely there have been plenty of times where a remake has gone terribly. Look at the GTA trilogy remake. That is my mic picking up. Okay, good. My mic just disconnected again. Um,
Well, don't do that.
the GTA trilogy, San Andreas, Vice City, and I don't remember what the other one was. But they remade the three of those. They were trash. They were terrible. So, I mean, at least props to them on not botching the Oblivion remake. But even then, they were just supporting the studio that was actually doing the remake. That wasn't Bethesda. So, how much confidence do we have in this remake? You know?
Um, Not much. Not gonna lie. I don't have very much confidence in Bethesda to begin with, so and they keep doing Bethesda and messing things up because what else are they known for?
Right. Well, yeah, because Bethesda is definitely they've got a lot of things, like, they always say, oh, the Bethesda polish, from the detail they put into their open worlds. But the thing is, they are coasting off of past success. Because if you look at, okay, 2008 Fallout 3, slam dunk. Even though I don't personally think it's the best Fallout game, and I have my criticisms about it, it took Fallout from the 2D isometric game it was and turned it into a third-person FPS,
Yeah.
a 3D FPS, I should say. And what a successful jump it was. they already had prior success with the older Elder Scrolls games. Arena and Daggerfall were beloved for their times, and Morrowind is still considered one of the best adventure RPGs of all time.
Yeah.
So you have those, then you get Fallout 3. They can't claim Fallout New Vegas because it was Obsidian that made that. But they make ES4 in 2006 as well. So, all right, good track record at that point. Skyrim comes out in 2011. That's a solid game. Skyrim was revolutionary for its time.
Okay. I would like to argue that Skyrim was good, but Skyrim has a lot of flaws.
Oh, yeah, of course. Skyrim has a ton of flaws, and of the 3 Elder Scrolls games I've played, it's my least favorite. I still like it. I still think it's a good game, but I think it has a lot of flaws.
Skyrim was a phenomenon, if nothing else.
Right.
It really changed the, like, oh yeah, this is what we're able to do. You know? But then it turned into people started cloning Skyrim, and they always seem to get the bad stuff when you do clones for some reason. Wonder why.
Well, and so, yeah, they make Skyrim, and it's like, yeah, Skyrim works out pretty well for them. Yeah, like I said, Fallout New Vegas, they can't claim that one, and that is personally the best thing to come out of a Bethesda IP for a long time. But
yes, Adam, I completely agree with that. Skyrim was made at the perfect time.
Yeah, that is absolutely.
Because we had that very large lull of no open world RPGs in a while. And then Skyrim came out, then The Witcher 3 came out, and
you had a couple right in there. There was at least one more.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of.
Because it was first, it's remembered.
Right. Well, and yeah, it's notable because it is okay. Bear with me because this may or may not make sense. It is the D&D 5e of the Elder Scrolls series.
Yes.
Where Elder Scrolls was still considered fairly niche even with Oblivion, and Skyrim straight up sent it into the mainstream. Newer consoles, gaming being normalized. And yes, very watered down, which is the reason that I'm not as fond of it. Because I like my RPG mechanics. But, so they make Skyrim. Skyrim's a hit. I think, 2 years later did they do the special edition, or was it 3 years? It wasn't too long that they had a new release of Skyrim. Maybe it was, it would have been 2 years later because the PS4 and Xbox One came out in 2013. So they made they
remastered it for
the new consoles, right? And okay, reasonable. A lot of games did that. GTA 5 did that. A lot of games that were around that era went ahead and made like the better version for the new consoles. It happens. Nobody's going to bat an eye at it. Next year they come out with Fallout 4. Oh yeah, that time.
Because that was before we had broke into the entire game of being able to buy games digitally. So you had to re-release a game to put it on the new console.
Well, and not to mention the leap from the PS3, Xbox 360 era to the PS4, Xbox One era was pretty significant, graphically at least. And so you had that much more power to work with. So yeah, you know what? we looked good on these old consoles, but we look
We can
really
make it look
good on these
better.
new consoles. So they have that. And 2015 Fallout 4, very mixed reception, generally liked, but not as liked as the previous two Fallout entries, and generally a lot more divisive. So that was maybe their first wobble that they had. After that, I want to see. I actually want to get a good idea of the timeline. Skyrim re-release list. Okay. Okay, so incorrect. Skyrim Special Edition did come in 2016. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. No, we were right. I don't know what. Oh, it was called Legendary Edition when it was re-released for the new consoles. Okay.
Yeah.
Skyrim 2011, Skyrim Legendary Edition 2013. Then a 2 year
Skyrim
gap.
Online.
Skyrim Special Edition 2016.
Well, Elder Scrolls Online came out before that. And then you had Fallout 4. And then they started re-releasing all their older stuff. Then you get like Wolfenstein and
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online came out in 2014.
Yeah. And then they flopped hard with Starfield. I have not. Here's the thing. I wonder if Starfield is as bad as it was when it first opened.
I don't know.
When it first released. Because I just haven't gone back and played it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't either. But something you're missing too. Skyrim Switch Edition, Skyrim VR. They released the Skyrim you can play on the Amazon Alexa. Skyrim Anniversary Edition.
Hold on, what? You can play Skyrim on Alexa?
Yes. You can.
How does that work?
You just talk to it. Yeah, so it's like we've gotten beaten over the head with Skyrim fatigue. Because they're just like, oh, hey, we have an opportunity to re-release Skyrim. Let's do it. So it's that over and over and over and over again. And then not to mention, I think it was 2019 or 2020 I think it was 2019 that Fallout 76 released. And it released to be an absolute flop.
I hear that it's gotten a lot better.
It has. 2018, actually. It was a year earlier than I thought. Okay, November 14th, 2018. That's why I thought it was 2019. It has. People have said it's gotten a lot better since it first released. But the issue is they still flopped on release. And most of the player base dropped it. You're not going to get people to come back to a game very easily. Even if you fixed all the issues with it. Like, I tried to come back to Fallout 76 when it had a free weekend, and I was just like, Like, I couldn't get myself into it.
I will say the only game that we have seen that has been able to pull back a lot of the people that were originally against it and pull them back into the fold was No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky has done a fantastic job of that. They absolutely have. There are a couple of cases of games that have managed to do that. But of all the games that have managed to fix themselves later on after release, Cyberpunk 2077 is another example. Yes, I knew there was another big one that I couldn't think of. Several games have managed to recover from the bad reputation they've had at release and come back and be successful. Battlefront 2 is another example, although a little bit lesser than the other two, because people still had their criticisms of it, but it at least became a decently played online game.
I
But
No, the reason I've been playing Skyrim a lot is because we've been talking about the Elder Scrolls 6 because of a bunch of gaming journalists all came out and said, "Hey, pay attention to the Xbox showcase because they're gonna put out a trailer for for Elder Scrolls 6." And I was like, "Well, these are reputable sites." And I was like, we threw it on the podcast, and then it was like it didn't show up for the showcase, and I was like, "Oh, lovely, they lied to us again."
yep. Or they had something that was ready and then they went, "Oh, no, we need to save this for later."
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty much the other way around. That's the only reason why I've gotten back into playing Skyrim because I was like, I should just go play a little bit,
The heck?
and then I just got wrapped up in like I was having fun playing Skyrim again.
Gotta love game journalism. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. I've been playing Skyrim a little bit again, but that's just because it's for the first time I've had it on PC, so
Okay, now this is a really good question. What side of the Civil War do you pick?
Stormcloaks.
Uh-huh.
I hate the
Okay.
Thalmor. And as much as I love the Empire and Oblivion, them willing to cuck themselves against the Thalmor.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Let's go. I don't know why I always play them, mainly because I think it's because of the that you can become the Thane of Riften without doing anything because of the Legion.
Oh, okay.
If you go through and complete the Thieves Guild quest line and then complete the Empire side of the Civil War, you become the Thane of Riften just by going and talking to Blackbriar or whatever her name is.
Yeah, Maven Blackbriar.
Yeah,
I hate her
because
too.
she's become
I can't stand Maven Blackbriar. She sucks. I
Though I will say my favorite DLC that came out of Skyrim was the Dawnguard DLC.
Dawnguard is really good. I like the
Solstheim?
Solstheim, yeah. Simply because the being able to play Morrowind and play the Blood Moon expansion in Morrowind and go to Solstheim and then see Solstheim, what's the timeline difference? It's
200. Oh,
uh
from Morrowind to Skyrim? I don't remember. Dragonborn, yeah. Thank you, Adam. But I know from Oblivion to Skyrim is 200 years.
uh oh, it says, oh, yeah. Morrowind is 206 years. So Morrowind is 6 years prior to Oblivion and then 200 years after Oblivion is Skyrim.
So here's the thing that I'm really interested in. Especially for Elder Scrolls 6. I really wonder if they're going to kind of follow like the Skyrim storyline where you're a big important character, or are they going to go back to the Oblivion storyline where you're just a nobody who happens to show up and start helping things?
I hope they go back towards the Oblivion route because Morrowind and Oblivion both kind of had that thing where you had to make yourself important. I mean,
Yeah.
Morrowind still had a little bit of it where it's like, oh, you're the Nerevarine, you're the chosen one, but it wasn't like Skyrim where it's just like, oh, what? You absorbed the dragon power? Oh, and you kind of just trip into relevance. Morrowind, you still had to do a bunch of, dirty work before you got to be this hero. But I hope they go
So
back to that route because I think that's just so much better. And that's one of my big criticisms of Skyrim is I have a hard time role playing in Skyrim because it's like I'm the special boy. No matter what I do, I'm like in Oblivion. I could literally just be like, "Oh, I'm some jackass." Like, you know,
I will say this though. I really like um how Bethesda does the main character names.
where they have titles instead of
Yeah, actual names.
where it's the Nerevarine for Morrowind and the Hero of Kvatch for Oblivion and the Dragonborn for
The
Skyrim.
Last
The
Dragonborn.
Last Dragonborn. Yes.
Online, you're the Vestige.
Yes, I do like that naming convention because it it leaves it like a blank slate, which is what I like about
Yeah,
RPGs.
like Fallout, you're the Vault Dweller, then the Chosen One, then 3 is the Lone Wanderer. New
Then
Vegas is the
the
Courier, 4
Courier.
is the Courier. The 4 is the Sole Survivor, and then 76 you're George.
Right. Well, and yeah, and specifically in New Vegas, your Courier 6.
Yeah.
Like it leaves it to be a very blank template where you can be whatever you want to be. And
It's an ingenious way of doing
it's
that.
perfect. Yeah, I love and they it's funny too because they inevitably still end up with some sort of like agreed upon personality trait. Like for example with Fallout New Vegas, as it goes in the community, the female Courier 6 just like is like like I don't know if you've seen the art. She's talking to Benny, who's the one who shoots you in the head, and she's like, "The two holes in my head aren't the only holes I got." And she's like a little like one eye's slightly lazy, and she's like clearly affected by the bullet in her brain. Um so it's, people are like, "Oh yeah, when the female courier gets shot, she just like becomes super horny for some reason because you can get a bunch of like Black Widow and everything. When the male courier gets shot, he turns into a psychopath that kills anybody who wrongs him." It's like widely accepted like, all right, if you're playing the male courier, you got to be a little crazy.
Isn't it also like the thing with him that it's like he's so messed up in the head that you have the meme where Benny throws his coat and his hat on somebody else, and and Courier 6 is like, "I found you."
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, there's so you can find so many like schizophrenic Courier 6 memes. It's great. Oh, no, New Vegas is not perfect, but it does so many things right that typically you can look over the imperfections. And
Yeah.
you can mod the imperfections to fix them.
I I just the naming conventions that they did are really, really, really cool to me.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Um, but I'm interested because somebody put out like a mock trailer of something that they could do for it, and I watched it. I was like, I thought it was the real thing, and then I saw like AI generated animations, and I was like, oh, this isn't real. it looked good, but then I was like, it just doesn't look right, you know?
Oh, yeah, well, of course.
Um, yeah, that was just. Oh God, I need my
Fallout: The
glasses
Frontier.
to.
Oh gosh, is that the? I think I know which one that is. That's the massive like rewrite mod. Yeah, that has like the weird sex slave stuff, and you're able to sleep with a death claw, like all the that disturbing.
I've also seen speculation. Um, because like I don't know if you know this, but you can go and find out what happened to the hero of uh
Kvatch.
Cat Vault. Yeah, Kavach. You can go read about what
Cat
happened to him.
Vault.
Listen,
That's a
man.
new one. Yeah, he becomes Sheogorath.
Does he really?
Yeah, in Skyrim, the Sheogorath that you do the quests for in Skyrim is the hero of Kvatch from Oblivion.
Oh. But there's a lot of speculation that um the what is that the Dragonborn ends up getting broken down over time by the guy from the big tendril monster from
Oh,
the Dragonborn
Hermaeus
DLC.
Mora.
Yeah.
He is the only part that I do not like about that DLC. Going through
Really, I
Apocrypha.
thought I
He
don't know. I really enjoyed
the
that quest line.
the
I
vibe
just
of
like
going
Dawnguard
through
more.
Apocrypha is cool, but actually going through it is not fun.
Oh yeah, that is true. I will give you that one.
Yeah,
Honestly, the Dragonborn pledging their soul to so many people. It's Mr. Krabs when Davy Jones goes to collect his soul, and there's a massive line waiting.
literally every single one of the Daedric princes.
Oh yeah.
I actually had a funny idea that it was playing Skyrim the way God intended, and basically playing Skyrim as a Christian. So you can't do any of the Daedric quests. You can't pick locks. You can't steal. You can't kill people. You can't you can't murder, I should say. If you are attacked, you are able to kill, because that's a mistranslation in the Bible. The commandment is not thou shalt not kill, it's thou shalt not murder. Just a clarification. But
I'm
you
about to
can't align
murder these
yourself.
nachos.
What?
I'm about to murder these nachos.
Hey, that's illegal. God said you can't do that.
I'm
Those
gonna.
nachos are valuable. um,
I'm sorry. I just threw. I thought that would be a funny line.
no, it is funny. Dude, I have to say a quick aside. Somebody was like, "Is there any humor in the Bible?" I'm like, "Yeah, read the story of Elijah when he's literally like, "Oh, yeah, your God's going to bring rain down?" Really? I want to see this. And they're like they're jumping around. They sacrifice the goat and they're jumping around the altar and chanting and everything. And he's just like, wow, that's cool. It's, I don't
Maybe
think I
call him
felt a
Shitter.
drop yet, though. He's just like mocking them. That is the funniest story in the Bible.
No, I don't. I would disagree with that.
Oh, what? Which one?
Elisha, when the children made fun of him for being bald, he was like, he turns around and is like, you know what? Stop that. And a bear comes out and eats all of them. It's basically the Truck-kun of the biblical times.
That's fair. What species do I pick? I almost called him Dragonborn, Argonian.
I go, I think it's Brenton most of the time.
Breton, yeah.
Brenton, yeah. I just like that they find more gold.
Wow, just like I can't make that joke. We're online. I can't make the joke. I almost got myself in a lot of trouble.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I've gotta say the joke I threw at you a few game nights ago. Oh my gosh. I was just gonna say just like just like you, it's your Jewish side coming out. Oh my gosh. I threw a joke at him that I so you were talking about what it takes to get your or what licenses you can get to be a manager of a restaurant.
Yeah.
Um oh yeah, that would be Imperial. Breton is the magic one.
Yeah.
Um but you were talking about
So Imperial. That's what I normally
Imperial.
play.
Okay. That's actually what I was playing this playthrough. That
I was
doing
actually playing
currently.
Nord in my last playthrough.
I've never played a Nord. Literally all of my other playthroughs have been Argonian, and I was like, I should probably play something other than an Argonian.
I used to play Khajiit all the time because they were cat people, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and you were the warrior cats kind of kid. Um,
Yeah.
but you were like, oh yeah, there are two kinds of licenses you can get as a manager, and like one of them is 4 years and one of them's 8 years,
Yeah.
and you're like, and the
Well,
one I
one is
have,
5 years, the other one is 8 years.
oh, one is 5
The
years and 8
eight
years.
the 5 year one is just basic management. The 8 year one is the one that you can give other people the manager test.
Right. Well, and didn't you say yours is 12 years?
No, I have the 8 year one.
You have the 8 year one. I thought you said that there was two.
I've had a serve safes for over 12 years now.
Okay. You said I remember you sounded like you said that there was two, and like one of them's 2 years, one of them's 5 years or whatever it was. And you were like, the one I have is 8 years. And I go, it's because he's a Jew. Just off the cuff.
Even funnier about that story is the only reason why I have the 8 year one is I accidentally signed up for the class and took it and passed. But because it was only $75 more than the regular manager one, I was like, oh, because it said it lasts for 8 years instead of 5 years. I was like, oh, that's a deal. Let me do that one.
Oh boy. That was funny. If being Jewish is
Man.
based on heritage is every Oh boy. Oh boy. It's funny. The Jews are running the managing branch. Gosh.
That's right. You go to any restaurant, all the managers are like old Jewish dudes. And the funniest part about all of this is I'm um what is it? Heretically? No, not her no.
Her You're a Jewish heretic?
I well, that's what my last name means, but I can't say my last name online or people will start looking me up. Um
Probably shouldn't hint at that either, but go off. Um,
but yeah.
Genetically, is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. There we go.
You said heretically when you meant genetically? My, my, my guy.
Listen, man. I'm half awake right now. I don't know why I'm still up, to be honest with you.
Hereditarily. That's probably what
Yes,
you meant.
correct.
Hereditarily. Is it heretically? That's funny.
I'm an old man, okay?
I knew what you meant though, so it works. But yeah. Anyways, that was funny. But yeah, that. Yeah, I hope the next Elder Scrolls game is good, and I hope we get something on it soon. But
We won't, knowing our luck.
yeah, probably not. But the last topic we had before we do our judging, which I forgot to put on the topic board, but you wanted to talk about low stakes writing. Something you brought
Yes.
up to me earlier today and kind of had to explain it to me. But
Yeah,
once
it's
you gave a brief explanation, I understood what you were talking about.
yeah, so basically I feel if more game developers were to take the idea of low stakes writing into video games, I think the gaming industry would take off a lot more. Basically, I'll quick explanation of what low stakes writing is the world's not coming to an end right now. And what's going on in the story is based around the characters themselves and like big stakes in their life, like trying to get a new job or life just hasn't been working out well for them.
Eli wants
So,
every game to be like Animal Crossing.
I've actually never played Animal Crossing, so
The one that I said earlier was Stardew.
yeah, Stardew games that it focuses more on like the storytelling through character interaction. I believe Persona is very similar to that as well.
Yes, but the and a huge but to that. Persona always starts off as like, oh yeah, we're just dealing with our teacher, and then by the end of the game, it's like we're going to kill God. It's like that's what every Persona game is. Persona 5 is like that, and to my understanding, every other Persona game is also like that. It builds up to fighting some sort of deific figure.
But it more like relaxed storytelling.
Welcome to every JRPG.
Yeah, pretty much. I think if more games went off of that basis, I think the gaming industry would feel a lot more inviting.
A game that I think you would love that I have been playing recently. I started it on stream and I really didn't think it would be an interesting stream game, so I've just been playing the rest of it by myself. Dungeons of Hinterberg.
Yeah, I saw that somebody wanted you to play it again, and then you were just like, it's not a good stream game.
Who wanted me to play it again?
I don't remember, but I remember there was a. I don't remember if it was on your Pokemon stream or another stream recently that I tuned into.
I know people wanted me to go back to Persona 3 Reload, but yeah, no, Dungeons of Hinterberg kind of had a little bit of the Persona thing going on where you're forging relationships with people, but the story is a lot lower stakes. You're playing as a girl who's on vacation from her job as a lawyer, or a lawyer's assistant, whatever her actual position is, to explore these dungeons that have opened up in this town in, I don't know if it specifically said what country, but there's a lot of German characters, or at least Dutch.
The Germans are here.
The Germans. We must do a stereotypical German accent.
Ah. 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 Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, you have to understand. I'm like Dutch, German. That kind of area has some similar
Dutch,
sounding.
German, Swiss, Prussian. They're all the same thing.
Yeah, they're exactly the same. No, I'm saying it's in that area. That region.
Central Europe.
Yes.
Area.
Oh boy.
Yeah, welcome to America. We don't have those laws here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, go ahead, report me. I'll get congratulated. My president will thank me.
How did you get here, buddy?
Anyways, but yeah, you're exploring like puzzle dungeons, and there's a little bit of combat and everything, but I think it falls into that kind of low stakes where it's very much focusing on. She's like, I'm getting away from my normal life. I'm exploring these dungeons. She has moments of like, am I up for this? Or especially in Florida.
I'll get
like,
the Congressional Medal of Honor for saying it here.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get a handshake and award for dude, I just saved this meme that has Ruby from Ruby, and it says slur. I thought I pronounced it correctly. Or I thought I pronounced it clearly. Florida has gotten a ranking in the LGBT community of do not even visit. Hell yeah. Let's go, Florida. Woo! Another award. Another merit. Oh gosh. But yes, I think that You see it a lot more in the indie game space.
Yeah, that it's less not that they don't write important games, but more that it's less stakes are involved.
Right. Christian homophobia leaking out. Um, but yeah, I mean, and well, that, yeah, absolutely, because you look up Phoenix Wright. I think is a good example too. Jeez. The Bible also says, "Hate the sin, not the sinner." Good grief! We were just Florida but French. Oh my gosh. I like how Group put a bunch of A's in there too to be like, it's not the real word, YouTube. Oh boy. But yeah, like Phoenix Wright, you're talking about being a lawyer, and it's very much character centric. And like what you're talking about isn't even necessarily relegated to one genre.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course,
Because
Animal Crossing and Stardew, like the farming kind of thing, but there's plenty of others.
oh yeah,
Dude, especially with these freaking simulator games that keep popping up. That's another supermarket sim, like TCG cards shop sim, farming sim. Like none of those are high stakes games. And I'd say don't insult the French, but it's the French, so go ahead. Yeah, the French is the one people group everybody wants to discriminate against. Rightfully so. Um
unless there is one place you don't discriminate against the French in.
Hell? Like what?
In kitchens, you don't want to discriminate against the French.
Oh, okay. Sell that gamer
Because
hair. Yeah, I'm gonna make a soap out of it. have you seen that?
seen what?
Oh gosh. Sydney Sweeney made a collaboration with Dr. Squatch where they sold bars of soap that had her bath water in it.
Who?
Oh my gosh, there's no way you don't know who Sydney Sweeney is.
Is that the Haktua girl?
No, that is, I don't even know. I think her name's Haley. No, the bathwater meme is much older than Delphine. I did not. Belle Delphine was the pioneer.
I know who that is.
Yeah, you know her. Sydney Sweeney is like an actual actress. Look up Sydney Sweeney. You
Do I need to open an incognito tab?
No. She's an actress. Like a legit actress, not like an adult video actress. There's a line in Infamous Second Son or First Slide about the bathwater joke. Really? I feel like maybe it was a joke before that, but Belle Delphine was the first one who actually took it to the level of bottling and selling it.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
She's not that pretty.
I don't find her that attractive myself. And every guy I have talked to is like, "What? You don't find her attractive? She's like the hottest person in the world." I'm like, she's not unattractive, but I don't know, she's just not my type.
Yo, can no one save me some bathwater, Dennison? Yo, can no one?
Yeah, I think J-Lo is more attractive than her. Check my Discord. Okay.
He was
I'm looking.
sending it to me, but it was just a clip.
Oh.
I played the sound for stream. It was an
I didn't hear
NPC
it.
in Infamous 2 saying, "Save your bathwater for me, Delson." That game is from 2014. Belle Delphine did not bottle and sell her own bathwater until 2019. So, look at that. Infamous Second Son. Pioneer. Love it. But yeah, Sydney Sweeney sold soap with her bathwater in it, and everybody was losing their minds. Yeah, no, personally, like I said, I think she's attractive, but I think she's overhyped. And I think part of that, personally, it's a personal thing. A lot of her appearances in shows, she's just been like either topless or in a sex scene, and I don't love that personally. I'm just like why? Why is your first role in Hollywood you being topless?
Because a lot of actors, that's the first role they can get.
I mean, that's fair, but I don't know. I think
It's
she
either
leans
that or
too
you're a
much into
villain.
the sexuality for my own taste. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah. Anyways, that tangent. You go back to talking about low stakes writing.
It's just, it's been around forever. Like, Ernest Hemingway wrote a lot with low stakes writing
Oh,
before
yeah.
he let everything go to his head. But
That is true, group. A lot of the I am not that when guys ask me, "Oh, who's what celebrity are you most attracted to?" I'm just like, none of them.
but yeah.
Right.
I don't find him that attractive.
I mean, I don't find dudes attractive, so I personally
Henry Cavill, though, I'd let that man do things to me that aren't speakable on the internet.
Okay, that is gay. That is very gay. You're not supposed to be in Florida, sir.
It's Pride Month.
Florida doesn't care. Oh, boy. OBS crashed. Hold up, we're back.
Of course it did.
We're here, we're good.
But low stakes writing's been around forever, and I think video games would benefit from that. I believe video games would benefit greatly from introducing more low stakes writing into them, where it's a game that's fun. It doesn't have to be too serious.
Well, and I think it's specifically the AAA game space that needs to focus on some of that more. Because a lot of them try and go for these big epic adventures.
Yeah.
That's funny, group. Also known as hunting season. Look here as this wild Floridian man seeks out a homosexual to throw a slur at. Let's see what creative one he can come up with. Carpet muncher. A creative one indeed. Anyway, we're going off the rails, man. Um, but yes, too many of the AAA games try and go for this epic save the world story, and it like there are a lot of them.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just
A lot of them do it right, but the problem is when every single AAA game tries to do that, you do kind of get sick of saving the world after a while.
you know what? I just want to go relax on my little house and go to my normal everyday job and make little funny jokes with my friends in video games.
Exactly.
That's also why I feel that the Four Idiots collecting things has become so popular.
Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's such low maintenance. There's no writing involved. It's just you let people create their own fun. It is as low stakes as you can get.
Right.
Sorry, I've been flying around Minecraft, flying through hoops.
Oh, that's fine. Speaking of that, do you want to go ahead and break out the judges' scorecards and pick who wins this contest?
Do I have a pin available? Ignore that I just threw a gun out of my way.
Yeah, that's exactly it, group. I can only do unknown person becomes entangled in larger world issues and becomes the savior so many times before it starts sounding the same. 100%. That is 100%. Hi, Iron Golems.
Judging. I believe we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 houses.
Oh, really? 4? Who's the 4th?
Okay. I have the judge score set up.
Really?
Are you in my house?
I'm not in your house.
So where would we like to start?
Is it okay? Is this lighthouse yours?
Yeah, I built that.
Okay,
Don't worry about it right now.
fair enough. Do you want to start the one right outside the gate of?
Do we want to just take a nice little stroll up the?
Yeah, why not? We'll walk down the path. So first off, we've got Restless Echo's house, which I really like his entryway.
Give me a second.
I don't think he quite finished it, which is fine. I still think I'm gonna snoop in his stuff.
Screen just went black on the podcast. Oh, there it is. It's back now.
Yeah, I was transitioning over to the gaming. Yeah, no, he definitely didn't finish, but I gotta give him credit. I really like this entryway.
Yeah.
The chest room is nice, and he was starting to put in a new floor.
Let me up. Look.
He had this little secret upstairs. Like,
I
I say secret.
do-
It's a waterfall.
I like how the floor is done.
Where he decided to go back and forth with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually looks like a wood floor.
Right. I gotta give him a ton of credit for that one. I do like that. That's a nice design thing. And then I think he was going to create a balcony out here. I'm really interested to see what he does with this, because I think there's an Enderman in the distance. I'm interested. To
There's
see what
also
he
a
does
zombie
with this.
pig. There's also a zombie piglet somewhere up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I discovered him earlier.
Might have been a pig that got struck by lightning.
So, 1 through 10, what do you say?
Um, I'll be fairly generous because I think it's going to turn out to be really nice, but I can't give it too high since it's not finished. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
I was gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
All right, clearly you're the nicer judge than I am.
Well, I just like the floors. Yes, it's not done yet, but I do really like grand entranceways.
Yes, the grand entrance is nice, and I like I like what he's doing, and I can't wait to see what it looks like when he's finished. But
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he just didn't have it done by the deadline.
Off to the next house.
Man, he's straight up sprinting. He's not even enjoying the stroll.
Oh, do you want me to slowly walk?
I mean, I'm just taking a nice walk over.
I don't
there.
know who built this path, but
I figured you did, but yeah,
it
props
was
to
not
whoever
me.
built this path.
I popped in today. It was like, whoa, somebody built a path.
That's funny. So, good grief.
Group made it.
Do we have to go through the nether portal to get up there?
Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on.
Oh my god.
So this is the entrance way.
Alright, yeah, the small flying shack group. Yo! Alright, this is sick.
And if you come this way,
Hasn't furnished the inside of it yet, but
down here.
Wait. Oh my gosh. Group. At least he's humble.
I don't even know where he put his bed.
I think we know who we need to employ if we need something really nice built.
Yeah, it's you. That's why you're the whole reason you're here.
Yeah, it's me. He did this in survival. Look what I did in creative.
Yeah, it's thoroughly impressive.
I was gonna say that is very impressive. I think the one thing that I would say about it is I would love if you had something like under it to show that it's floating, or like a balloon that's over it to show that it's floating. Something to indicate why the house is floating would be really cool. But honestly, that's a freaking nitpick. Is there any answer other than 10 out of 10?
I was gonna give it a 9 out of 10 because it's not completely furnished, but
I mean, that's fair. I guess if we're going to get real nitpicky, yeah, I'd say 9.5 out of 10, but
why do you have to add points? Okay.
could not fathom how to get the wool in time. That's fair. That is 100% fair. Good grief. Yeah.
On to the next house.
Not just a house.
You got ahead of me.
Razor built a whole waterfront.
Yeah,
2187
a promenade.
Beachfront Drive by Razor. And so first off, we got Cafe LeBlanc.
Oh, you already went inside.
Yeah. Which I have to try to not be biased about this because this is straight out of Persona 5. And I must say, you even changed. I will admit, I snooped a bit earlier, and I saw that you had the bed in the corner. You even changed that to a more decorative bed. I like that. But then we have Vespucci Mask Shop, which
yes,
I am not as certain on, but I think it's GTA 5.
No. What?
No?
It's Legend of Zelda.
Is this Legend of Zelda?
I'm
I don't
pretty
remember
sure
the
this
name
is
Vespucci from Legend of Zelda.
Did I get it right, or did Crumpets get it
I
right?
was gonna say, you just said yep. GTA 5. Yeah,
okay.
I was I was gonna say it looked kind of like The Stand, and Vespucci sounded like GTA. We got the Inaba Shrine, which
Don't know what this is
again,
from. I'm gonna be
correct
honest
me,
with you.
Persona 3. Yeah, the Happy Mask Salesman is what you're thinking of from Zelda.
Okay.
But yeah, is the shrine from Persona 3? I don't remember. I know there was the shrine in the Persona 4. Okay. I knew there was a shrine in Persona 3, but I didn't remember what it was called. And I think this might be my favorite part. The Bellowing Bards collectibles. I don't know what this is a reference to, if anything, but I just love the name. Mimic figure, Dune popcorn pocket.
Is this just multiple things that we've made jokes about over the time?
I don't know about the Dune popcorn bucket. I know it was the meme. Because it had the freaking worm. And everybody was like, I need to buy that for personal reasons. Stand arrows from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh my gosh, the Death Note. I didn't read these before. I just walked. When I was looking earlier, I walked in and I was like, "Oh, this is nice. It's like a shop." I didn't know.
Okay. See, I was like,
Okay.
is Razor making like a joke on us? Because that would have been hysterical if he was.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Okay. And then the final house. Well, we have to judge this beachfront property.
He does have the nice little beachfront, relaxing umbrella. I like it. I'm going to say 9 out of 10 for a different reason than I put 9.5 for groups. I like the intricacies of this one a lot. Just the little details do it a lot of justice. The dude popcorn bucket got me laughing.
I was gonna give this an 8, but at the same time, it's like, man, this. I don't want to be that guy, but I feel that you could have done way more and made it even funnier to me.
Oh my god! Oh yeah,
but
he could have done more, and I hope he's not finished with the boardwalk. Yeah. I hope he wants to add some more.
It's also very much themed towards you being a Persona person.
Yes, knowing the Persona reference, the one
references.
I got the series correct on the Inaba Shrine, just the wrong game. But yeah, I liked the mask shop. If you had been capable of getting a charged creeper to kill a mob and putting the mob heads in the shop, that might have put you at a 10 for me, just because the detail would have been nice. But dude, the Dune popcorn bucket was so funny. It was so funny. But yeah, I'll say a 9 out of 10.
Okay, and it's off to the final house.
This one I did not notice. I don't know who made this one.
Oh, I do. It's right on the front. Once we get... Stop running. Very last minute entry. I got because we worked together again, he asked me what was going on and I explained it to him and he was like, "Oh!" So he came back and started building this.
So when did he start this?
A couple days ago.
Okay. Well, already impressed for a couple of days.
This is his room.
All right.
He was on earlier finishing it up, so...
He's got the guard tower, very nice, and even a fire. Oh, so the watchman can keep warm during the cold nights.
Skip.
I like the windows. I've never thought about that. I've never had that thought before to use trapdoors as windows like that. I like that a lot.
I've seen it a lot before is the funny thing. And because like now you can go and put like the pots and the plants inside the house.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, okay, I like that. Unfurnished in here, which like groups, I'll dock a little bit of points for that.
And like there's a whole underground area that you can't even access unless it's around the side of the building. He did tell me earlier that he was going to continue to work on it over time when he has time.
I hope everybody does. I hope nobody's just like built their house and they're like, all right, that's it. I hope people keep adding stuff to it.
The funny thing is, I would have absolutely just built a dirt house and called it a day.
Oh yeah, he does have this interior section. There's a pig walking around inside.
Yeah.
I hope he does something with this too. I gotta say, very impressive build for doing it after just after a few days. Let's get a sky view. Uh-oh. So the roof on one of his towers was slightly burned.
What? Oh. Well,
I won't dock points for that because that's not his fault.
I have a feeling that has something to do with lightning.
Probably. But yeah, a very impressive. An incentive to keep going would be nice. I don't know what we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
also came in one night and saw it like a quarter built like a day ago. And I was like, man, he put in a lot of work really fast.
Did not control the elements, -5 points. Yeah, he really did. He really did. So I'll stay in spectator mode because I want to get an aerial view of each one of them. I'm going to go ahead and say I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10.
I was going to give it an 8 because I feel if you had done like a whole little underground area and set up like little prison cells to make it look like an actual castle dungeon, I think that would have been so cool.
Oh, absolutely. And I'd like it. He did the texturing with the moss around part of the building, but he didn't quite get all the way around the building. So I like it a little bit more.
Give him
when
credit that he set this up in like 2 days.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. Impressive for how short a time. When everybody else
While
had
working 2 full-time jobs.
2 full-time jobs, yeah. In 2 days, he set this up. Pretty solid, Alex, and I got to give you a lot of props for that. But yeah, I'll zoom around. I'll do a nice cinematic of razors. Oh my gosh!
What?
Did you look at the roofs on razors?
Yeah, I've known about them. That they have the little exhaust ports?
Yes, I didn't know. I did not know that. That's really good. I love that.
So the totals come out to Restless Echo got 11 points total. Group, well, I'll go. Alex pulled in 16.5 points. Razor pulled in 17 points. And taking the victory is Group with 18.5 points.
A solid competition. I'm really impressed with some of these builds. I can't wait for Restless to get his done. I know
I mean,
Groups is pretty much done. There's just furnishing to do on the inside. I hope Razor has more planned for his boardwalk.
Give me a second. I'm flying over. Setting up the. And of course, I'm gonna go put it in his house. The winner of the first crown awarded goes to. Don't put it on your head, game. Group. It's on the first floor, yeah.
Congratulations. All right. So now, the announcement of the first game we will actually be running. You, where did you go?
I'm putting the crown back.
Oh, okay.
I'm over at the mini game.
Oh, okay. Let me run over there.
In our mini game quadrant that I've taken up 90% of the space for.
I was gonna say, yeah, you definitely. Oh, I didn't notice you built the bridge.
Yeah, because I kept asking somebody to build the bridge.
I don't want to build a bridge. So, down little minigame alley, we have our first minigame right over here. Crown subjects.
The rules... And the rules that we will go over on the day of the event, so...
Yep. We have 8 spots to participate.
I believe we already have 2 people who have signed up.
Yes.
We have Reaper and Razor in. Please do not destroy my bridges. I put a lot of time into these bridges.
I won't break your bridges. We also have the rule for anyone entering downtown, don't break anything in downtown.
And if something's pre-built, don't break it, you know?
Yeah.
If you can tell something is not normally, you know, generated in Minecraft, please don't destroy it.
We gotta figure out a way
because there's
to
already a
the
few
logo better than torches. But yeah,
But
all right. I have a golden opportunity to destroy and remake the bridge.
I have already updated the map.
Oh yeah, speaking of the map wall, you yeah, I kind of figured that one was coming. I like that I have the bottle of enchanting as mine. I appreciate that. Oh boy. But all right. Do you have your quote prepared? Oh, let me go. Let me go sit in the tavern. Just to make it appropriate. Oh, hi Iron Golems. I forgot.
Yes, I have my quote prepared. Funny enough, I told you about this quote on Saturday.
Yes, you did. I've been spoiled for you last
Whoa! Where did these guys come from?
I think that was group.
Ah. Oh, that's a good one, Razor.
Culture shouldn't exist only for those who can afford it. I like that. What you got?
How fleeting are the How fleeting are all human passions compared with the massive continuity of ducks?
Those guys took so much iron. Oh boy. Fairy tales do not tell children that dragons exist. Children already know that dragons exist. Fairy tales tell children that dragons can be killed. G.K. Chesterton.
Ding, ding, ding. That's the first time we've reused a quote, I believe.
Oh, really?
I believe I used that quote very early on.
All right. Well, I have a different one.
Yes, I was not the first one!
Isolation is not safety. It is death. If no one knows you're alive, you aren't. Neil Hilborn.
Okay.
Eli won the podcast. This is the last episode.
Season 2 starts now. Razor and Cheese are taking over.
All right. Yep. It was
Good
was
luck,
nice
everybody.
being your host for 83 episodes. We're moving on.
We were
going to
wait till episode 100.
Tally ho.
Tally ho!